When we first really started doing things with people that we knew really loved Jesus, which was around when I was 8 or 9 years old, they invested in me like crazy. Just lavishing gifts on us, and they would buy me new art sets, and they gave me this huge like 1,000-piece art set that was watercolor, oil paint, and so all of those things. And one thing they gave us is they pulled together all of their hand-me-down golf clubs. It was the only thing I thought about. Barely read a book in my life. Like, I'm not a reader, I'm dyslexic, and I just don't like reading. I read dozens and dozens of golf books. I was obsessed. Eventually, I started getting to the point where I was improving. The expression would be like this vicious cycle, where the better I got, the more I wanted to get better. And it started turning me into a person that nobody really wanted to play golf with. There'd be times where like who I would consider my closer friends, but they wouldn't even invite me because I became just very angry. If I missed a putt, I remember throwing my putter into somebody's backyard, I get a dozen balls, and by the end of a round, half of them would be thrown into the water because I wouldn't get the score I wanted. I broke a club, and it was just turning me into this little monster. I mean, I was 12, and one time I was playing with a couple good friends of mine, some of the people who had given me those clubs, and I hit a ball in the woods, and I start crying. And they're like, "What is your problem?" They're like, "This person, so-and-so just hit it in the woods on last hole. They're not crying. This is ridiculous." And I was like, but they don't work as hard as I do, So I felt justified. I was like, I put in all this. It's fine for me to demand, stuff. Anyway, there was a lot of little seeds planted along the way, just reinforcing that, like, this is not okay. And is this really who you want to be? Like, step back and look at who you're becoming. Is this really, who you want to be? And that was reinforced with every person I played with. I just really didn't take it seriously. What living for Jesus required, and I was like, oh, I'll do my own thing too. And there was this one golf tournament that I had played in every year since I was like 10, and I wanted to make the cut, and that was like my goal. And coming up to this, it was my last year playing in it, and I was 16. We're gonna kick it to high gear. I've not been spending enough time doing this. I'm gonna focus, and I'm gonna make that cut. And I wasn't that good. I broke par maybe a dozen times, and I was nowhere near going pro. But but that's what I thought, was gonna happen. And everyone up at the golf course, other members, they were like, "Oh man, when are you going pro?" And it was just the worst. And my dad was always like, "Shut up." So anyway, before this tournament, I had given everything. Like, I was like, I'm leaving it all on the table here. It was my last chance at this tournament. Obviously, there's other tournaments, but this is one that I've never made the cut in. And a couple days beforehand, my dad was just like, "This is not okay. This is obsessive. Like, when was the last time you read your Bible?" And I was like, "Bible?" And it was like, just asking me something. Like, that's what matters, right? And you know that. And I'm like it will after this tournament. My dad was making it really clear to me, like, this is not okay, and I'm gonna pull you if you don't knock it off, because look at who you're becoming. And I was just like, I don't know why in the world it didn't hit me before, but for the next couple days, like, I skipped going to the range, which was like pulling teeth. Like, I wanted to work. All I wanted to do was practice. And I was really just trying to reconnect with Jesus in some way. I wasn't a Christian. And I really felt like at that time, it was like less than a week before the tournament, Jesus was like, you've hit the fork in the road, and there's no going back. That I could either go down this lonely path of playing golf by myself, getting as good as I can, just having this lousy career doing that, being a selfish person, or I could choose to follow Jesus and live for what he wanted me to live for, and that wasn't golf. It was really the clear choice. And, so a couple days before the tournament, I'm like, talked to some of the older men who had really invested, and apologize. I'm sorry for what I've become, and I'm gonna try to give back and give Jesus what he deserves in my life, which is everything. And there's only a tiny bit left that I haven't saved for myself, and I'm gonna start with that. I could give that, and I'm gonna keep taking away from the stuff that I've kind of invested in myself. And so about a week before the golf tournament, I was baptized, and it was interesting because when I played in that tournament, my priorities were totally different. I mean, it's just true. Before, it was like my priorities were make sure the 4-footers go in, make sure the drives, err on the left side because this course, blah, blah, blah. And now I was like, wait, there's these people that are in the exact same place I was a week ago. and it is lonely, and it is killing them. And you know, that was kind of my outlook, and I had a chance to kind of talk to people that I was playing with, and I was like, you know, it was hard. I had to get past the barrier of I was just that. It's not like I'm different. I mean, I am different, but it's not like I'm like, oh, you guys. It was like, guys, I know what that's like, and I'm telling you, it doesn't end well. And so it was just, that was the first time I'd ever played golf and really looked at the people at all. And after that, I just, you know, I'm not trying to make it sound like some, it just is what it is, but you know, I didn't care that much, you know. I didn't play golf at all through college, you know, everybody was like, wait, you know, I'd see people who I'd played golf with, like, hey, I was going, playing a tournament next week, are you doing it? And I'm like, it had a very sour taste for a couple years after that. I was like, I mean, this nearly killed me, and I still have, you know, some baggage from being so emotionally wrapped up in things where it's hard for me to get out. You know, I still, you know, have to fight those tendencies to really try to earn something by like working super hard. And you know, because I was trying to earn something, and to really like sit back and be like, I'm not going to earn anything. I'm just going to give Jesus my time, my heart, and that's it. I'm going to let him do it. I'm just going to be, you know, can't come up with an analogy, but you know.